Good morning and welcome back to Ask Moses. My name is Moses Wiles and I'm the landlord-tenant mediator for the city of Takoma Park. Today I'm joined, as always, by my colleague, Ms. Jean Kerr, who's a housing specialist. Today we're going to talk about retaliatory practices as it is governed by Chapter 6.16.150 of the city's code, which incorporates by reference Section 8.208 of the State of Maryland Code and Section 29-32 of the Montgomery County Code. Retaliatory practices generally refer to retaliatory evictions, but retaliatory actions may include a threat to evict a tenant, a threat to increase a tenant's rent, a threat to decrease services provided to a tenant, or to terminate a periodic tenancy such as a month-to-month lease. These actions are only retaliatory in nature if, because a tenant or someone acting on the tenant's behalf complains to an agency such as the county's code enforcement office or our office about an alleged violation of lease or law or a dangerous housing condition, or because the tenant or the tenant's representative has sued or participated in a lawsuit against the landlord, or because the tenant has participated in a tenant association. Retaliatory actions are strictly prohibited in Maryland as well as Takoma Park if the landlord's reason for retaliation is because of an event that happened less than 6 months earlier. An event that happened 6 months earlier, less than 6 months earlier, if the tenant is current on their rent, and in a month-to-month or year-to-year tenancy, a court must not have entered more than 3 judgments for unpaid rent in the previous 12 months.
Thank you, Moses, for the summary. But now I'd like to ask a few questions that represent common scenarios for renters and landlords. I believe I'm being evicted as a result of my making 4 maintenance requests within the past year. What should I do?
You should contact our office by phone or email and have us to speak, and we will speak to your landlord.
I'd like to issue my tenant a no-cause notice to vacate. Is that something that is allowable under Takoma Park law?
Yes, it is. If the tenant is a month-to-month tenant, or if it's at the end of the tenant's lease term.
My landlord is increasing my rent because the pipes burst in my unit. He wants me to pay out of pocket for that repair. Is this allowable?
No, it is not. The landlord is always responsible for all repairs in the rental unit.
I charged my tenant for breaking the new range I installed. They didn't pay their rent or the fee for the damage done to the range. I filed for the rent plus the amount to repair the range in court. I can do this, right?
You certainly may. The landlord's filing in court may include the overdue rent plus the damage done to the stove.
The tenant in apartment 305 gave me a notice to vacate, so I stopped sending maintenance to their unit as of last month. Isn't this within my right to do?
No, it is not. Maintenance must be continued until the tenant vacates the rental unit.
I'd like to file a formal complaint against my landlord in response to a retaliatory action against me. How do I do this?
You may contact our office and give us your permission to discuss the issue with your landlord. We will attempt to mediate the issue. If the mediation fails, the case would then be transferred over to COLTA.
What is COLTA? How can they help me? Maybe I should go through Maryland courts.
COLTA is the acronym for the Commission on Landlord-Tenant Affairs. COLTA is comprised of city tenants, city landlords, and owners, and COLTA hears cases that our office may not mediate. It is always the tenant's option to file a COLTA complaint or to file a complaint in district court.
Thank you.
In all of these instances, if you'd like to engage the Housing and Community Services team as it relates to your issue, please feel free to give us a call at 301-891-7119 or submit a request using the MYTKPK app or website at tacomaparkmd.gov/services/mytkpk. Please take note of the address.
Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to bringing you more practical, technical assistance this year.